sleep, nervous and afraid, and now taken by surprise, said, "I am not." John and he had come to see the end of all their hopes. There was no longer any disciples. That beautiful brotherhood had been broken up. The Master was on trial for his life, and they who had followed him would see him no more. So Peter spoke out of the bitterness of his heart. He had been his disciple, but he was such no longer. Peter came in then and stood by the fire, getting what news he could about the proceedings in the palace, but looking so miserable that another maidservant gazed curiously at him and said, "And thou also wast with Jesus of Nazareth." But he denied it a second time, saying, "I know not what you say." That is, "I don't know what you are talking about." And he went out into the porch, into the passage which led from the court into the street. As he stood by the gate, a first faint streak of light began to appear in the east, and a rooster in some neighbouring barnyard sounded the signal of approaching day. The cock crew. What had the Lord said about the crowing of the cock? Peter started back, but as he did so, the woman at the gate called to the men at the fire. "See this fellow," she cried. "Is he not one of them?" "Yes," they answered, looking sharply at him. "He is a Galilean." "His speech shows that." And one of them, a kinsman of the man whose ear Peter cut off, started up and said, "Yes, yes, I saw him in the garden with him." And Peter began to call even heaven to witness that he was no disciple of the prophet. "I do not even know this man of whom ye speak." And again the cock crew. And at that moment Jesus was led forth, and hearing Peter say these words, the Lord turned and looked upon him. And Peter remembered the word of the Lord, how he had said unto him, "Before the cock crow twice, thou shalt deny me thrice." And he went out and wept bitterly. Chapter 44.